Daniel Johnston. More Daniel Johnston 300 of 559, the most hipster bands 80 of 100 artists who have inspired the best covers 19 of 75 the best musical artists from West Virginia. Simon Le Bon. Simon Le Bon. Jerry Herman. Or Jerry Herman, the best musicals by Jerry Herman 236 of 303 the greatest Jewish singers and songwriters 19 of 57 famous people with HIV. George Clinton. More George Clinton 1330 of 1355 the greatest minds of all time 157 of 225 the greatest living rock songwriters 239 of 309 famous people most likely to live to 100. Neil Peart. Neil Peart. Donovan. More Donovan, the best Donovan albums of all time 89 of 265 ranked the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees 167 of 263 the greatest classic rock bands. John Coltrane. John Coltrane. And Tsuchiya. More and Tsuchiya 42 of 87 the best Japanese rock bands 100 of 186 the best Japanese music artists. Roger Waters. More Roger Waters, the best Roger Waters albums of all time 168 of 1728 the best rock bands of all time. Richard Rodgers. More Richard Rodgers, the best musicals by Rodgers and Hammerstein 120 of 816 these poetic geniuses wrote your favorite songs of all time 1895 of 2443 the most influential people of all time. Danny Elfman. Kate Pearson. More Kate Pearson 162 of 188 the greatest women in music 1980s to today 119 of 158 the best female rock singers 43 of 69 the best lesbian singers of all time. Layne Staley. More Layne Staley 227 of 316 the greatest singers of the past 30 years 513 of 753 people we wish were still alive. Tom Lehrer. More Tom Lehrer 2 of 58 old singers you didn't realize are still alive 137 of 157 the best comedy bands and artists in music 52 of 111 famous atheist musicians. NASA. Robert Plant. More Robert Plant, the best Robert Plant albums of all time 12 fascinating facts you didn't know about Robert Plant 80 of 1891 the greatest musical artists of all time. George M. Cohan. More George M. Cohan 231 of 583 the greatest entertainers of all time 360 of 525 which artist would you bring back from the dead to write one more song 69 of 249 famous Irish Americans. Ilayaraja. Pete Townshend. More Pete Townshend crazy stories about Pete Townshend, one of the most influential figures in rock. 104 of 136 famous accordionists. 154 of 739, the best singers of all time. Bon Scott. Danish. Wynton Marsalis. More Wynton Marsalis. 9 of 177, the greatest trumpeters of all time. 3 of 61, the best trumpeters in the world. 13 of 49, the best saxophonists in the world. Brandon Flowers. James Taylor. More James Taylor, the best James Taylor songs of all time, the best James Taylor albums of all time. Neil Simon. Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin. Stephen Sondheim. Stephen Sondheim. Silan Barasan. Duke Ellington. More Duke Ellington, the best Duke Ellington albums of all time. 154 of 583, the greatest entertainers of all time. Nico. Satyajit Ray. More Satyajit Ray. 104 of 743, the greatest directors in movie history. 52 of 139, the greatest auteurs in film history. 172 of 432, famous tall men over 6'12". Pete Wentz. More Pete Wentz. 8 of 55, straight-edge celebrities. 228 of 260, the greatest male celebrity role models. 40 of 97, which celeb do you want as your introverted best friend? Rivers Cuomo. More Rivers Cuomo. 483 of 542, the greatest guitarists of all time. 434 of 603, the best rock vocalists. 203 of 298, the best frontmen in rock. Sammy Hagar. Michael Stipe. Langston Hughes. More Langston Hughes. 11 of 250, the best gay authors. 98 of 111, the best English poets of all time. 105 of 342, the greatest American writers of all time. Andy Samberg. More Andy Samberg. 23 interesting facts you may not know about Andy Samberg. All of Andy Samberg's SNL characters, ranked 207 of 269, the most trustworthy celebrities in the world. Charlie Daniels. More Charlie Daniels, the best Charlie Daniels albums of all time. 48 of 291, the top country artists of all time. Ayumi Hamasaki. More Ayumi Hamasaki. 54 of 186, the best Japanese music artists. 104 of 305, the best electronic bands and artists. 20 of 106, the best J-pop bands and singers. Kamal Haasan. More Kamal Haasan 1723 of 1883, the greatest actors and actresses in entertainment history 21 of 68, the top South Indian actors of today 21 of 35, the funniest Tamil comedians of all time. Robert Smith. More Robert Smith, a timeline of Robert Smith's beef with Morrissey 606 of 739, the best singers of all time 268 of 639, the greatest lead guitarists of all time. Donna Summer. More Donna Summer, the best Donna Summer albums of all time 92 of 1891, the greatest musical artists of all time 171 of 265, ranked the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Eric Idle. More Eric Idle 58 of 339, the funniest people of all time 90 of 233, the funniest stand-up comedians of all time 11 of 173, the funniest British and Irish comedians of all time. Kate Naher. Elliot. Morrissey. More Morrissey, the best Morrissey songs of all time 218 of 363 musicians who belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Harry Connick Jr. Harry Connick Jr. Joe Strummer. Ringo Starr. Trey Parker. John Denver. More John Denver, the best John Denver albums of all time 73 of 363 musicians who belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Cole Porter. Shirley Manson. More Shirley Manson 302 of 602, the best female vocalists ever 234, 316, the greatest singers of the past 30 years. Anthony Kiedis. More Anthony Kiedis 625 of 739, the best singers of all time 207 of 603, the best rock vocalists 47 of 298, the best frontmen in rock. Billy Joel. Or Billy Joel, the best Billy Joel songs of all time 9 of 136, famous accordionists 35 of 1891, the greatest musical artists of all time. Stevie Wonder. Toby Keith. More Toby Keith, the best Toby Keith songs, the best Toby Keith albums of all time 53 of 291, the top country artists of all time. Bette Midler. More Bette Midler, the best Bette Midler movies, the best Bette Midler songs. Lenny Kravitz. William Shakespeare. Jared Leto. More Jared Leto, the most obnoxious things Jared Leto did when he played the Joker. 242 of 269, the most trustworthy celebrities in the world. 123 of 273, the best male actors working today. Keith Richards, Ludwig van Beethoven. Oh no. Hayley Williams. More Hayley Williams, the best bands like Paramore, the best songs feat. Hayley Williams, 12 of 198, the greatest new female vocalists of the past 10 years. Ozzy Osbourne. More Ozzy Osbourne inside Ozzy Osbourne's Rough and Tumble Youth, the best Ozzy Osbourne albums of all time. Seth MacFarlane. More Seth MacFarlane, the best of Family Guy Season 11. Rogers, best personas on American Dad, ranked. Mel Brooks. More Mel Brooks, the best Mel Brooks movies, ranked the best characters in Mel Brooks movies. Tyler Perry. More Tyler Perry, the best Tyler Perry movies. 502 of 583, the greatest entertainers of all time. 77 of 190, the greatest black actors in film history. Bob Dylan. More Bob Dylan, the best Bob Dylan songs. 48 of 162, 1970s Christian pop artists. 388 of 1172, the best writers of all time. David Bowie. More David Bowie fun facts you didn't know about David Bowie, the best David Bowie songs of all time. Tina Turner. More Tina Turner, the best Tina Turner songs, the best Tina Turner albums of all time. 460 of 843, the best actresses in film history. Courtney Love. More Courtney Love, dark and buck-willed Courtney Love stories that could have only happened to Courtney Love. A timeline of Courtney Love and Marilyn Manson's bizarre, dramatic friendship. 1109 of 1728, the best rock bands of all time.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye!